All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit our goal of 8,000 subs. Thank you guys very much. We're going to be giving away a jersey on our live show here soon. But, guys, we're looking at 9K subs now. We're getting to Thanksgiving time. We're getting to Christmas time. We would love to hit 10Ks by December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, so we can give someone $1,000 for the Christmas gifts. That'd be a huge lift off someone's shoulders. So please get us a 10K. We love what we're doing. Thank you guys for the support. 12K subs after the 10K. We're going to send someone to a game. Probably not the Super Bowl. Don't get any ideas, guys. But we're going to do our best to send you guys to two people to a couple games of your choice. That's probably not the Super Bowl. But, guys, thank you again for all the support. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get into some NCAA men's picks and props for Thursday, November 9th slate of games. Let's take a look at that leaderboard. Trey, start it off.
Yeah, at the moment, guys, I am 0 for 0. That is because I gave out Seattle minus 15.5 against Prairie View A&M. It's a very late game. It has not started as we are recording.
Seth?
Yeah, I just put a loss up on the board. Canisius was right there. They were losing by 9.5. They got it down to 5 with about 13 minutes to go in the second half. And then guess what Syracuse did?
The zone.
They went back to the Patenton 2-3 zone.
Mm-hmm.
And it locked Canisius up. Not sure why they went away from it in the first place, but looks like they need to be playing zone.
Yep, and I've got Drake minus 13.5 going up against Lipscomb. Lipscomb came out red hot. It looks like the game advantage has worked for them. They came out up 26-15, but Drake has cut the lead to 2. So hopefully that game's not in the second half either yet. So hopefully Drake can weather the storm and then be the better team in the second half, and we can still cover that one. But let's take a look at the plays for tomorrow. We're all going to have a game. So Trey, how have you start us off?
Yeah, I'm going to be attacking this Northern Kentucky at Washington game. And this game's going to be a pretty interesting one to watch. And both teams, they have already played a game this season. And it honestly makes me wonder why this line is so close. And close is being generous at minus 12. But I think Washington should be favored by a lot more. So give me the Huskies here at minus 11.5. I'm going to buy a half point to avoid the push. And Northern Kentucky, they enter this game with an 0-1 record. And they already played a game against Middle Tennessee. And they got absolutely killed in that game, losing it 74-57, which is 17 points. In Washington, they are significantly better than Middle Tennessee. In Washington, they enter this game with a 1-0 record. They absolutely beat the crap out of Bellarmine in their only game, and they won that game 91-57, which is 34 points. I expect something similar in this game. That's because the Huskies, they are led by a dynamic duo of Corin Johnson and Keon Brooks, and I expect both of those to just dominate in this game because against Bellarmine, they combined to score 47 points in that game, and I would love for them to duplicate that here against Northern Kentucky. So give me the home team here to dominate their inferior competition. I'm taking Washington here minus 11.5 against Northern Kentucky.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, and I'm going to go to St. Mary's Gales versus New Mexico Lobos, and I am going to take St. Mary's minus 5.5. I think this is going to be a very, very fun game to watch. And I'm going to tell you, this St. Mary's team is ranked for a reason. They consistently finish atop their conference on a year-to-year basis and challenge Gonzaga every year. On top of that, they were returning 3 starters from last season from a team that won 26 games. St. Mary's dominated in their first game this season, showing why they are ranked, as they won 107-28. Guys, 107-28. It doesn't matter how small of a school you play, the ability to hold a team under 30 points in 40 minutes of play is very impressive. New Mexico does have a chance to be feasible this season, but to do so, they will have to improve on the defensive side of the ball, as they allowed 74.3 points per game last season. But it's not going to happen in this game. St. Mary's is going to be too much for this New Mexico team in this game. Like I said, this is a super impressive team, and I expect a lot out of St. Mary's this season. So I am going to take them to win by at least 6 points in this game in Mexico.
Yes, I like that one as well. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at Western Kentucky going up against Wichita State. I'm going to take the Shockers minus 6.5. This should be a really good game, and I think it's going to show exactly how good Wichita State is going to be this season. They're returning a lot of starters who have at least 1+ years of experience at Wichita State, and they brought in a pure scorer from Siena. His name is Colby Rogers, and in his first game with the Shockers, he put up 20 points. So he should be the primary scorer again in this game. The big thing with Wichita State is that they're a very well-coached team, and they absolutely love getting in dogfights if they need to against upper opponents. We saw that last season against Houston and Memphis. The Wichita State Shockers, they hang with those teams. The culture is really good with Wichita State. They're a basketball program because that's basically all they have. They love basketball over there. In this game, I think they're going to beat Western Kentucky by at least double digits. Western Kentucky this season, they have a lot of new faces. The best of the newcomers, Brandon Newman, who did score 14 points in the opener for Western Kentucky. He is a transfer from Purdue. Wichita State's going to have to look out for the new freshman as well. Tegan Moore, who is a sharpshooter on the outside of Western Kentucky. They do have some good players, but I think Wichita State, with the experience that they have and the great coaching and the culture they have there, they win this game fairly easily by double digits. Give me the Shockers, minus 6.5 as my play. All right, guys, let's go with the player prop. Seth, start us off.
Yeah. I took J.J. Starling over 15.5 points for Syracuse. And I'm telling you, I'm sweating right now. I don't know what's going to happen, but he has 15 points. There's 6 minutes to go, and they're up by 16. I have a very, very bad feeling that they're getting ready to pull him, and he's going to miss this by half a point. And
Yes.
I am not going to be happy about that because that'll be like the third day in a row that I've missed by a half or 1 point on my props, and I'm not liking that.
Yeah, I did have Tucker DeVries over his points. Couldn't find it anywhere. PrizePicks, FanDuel, DraftKings, OddsShark, blah, 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 all the sites you can get. So I'm assuming nobody bet him. I'm assuming nobody could bet him, but he does have 10 points in the first 15 minutes. So he probably would have hit because he averaged 18 points last year. So I'm assuming it would have been like 16.5. But sucks to suck, right? If you can't bet it, you can't put it on the board. So we're moving on to our player props for tomorrow. Trey, how do you start us off?
Yeah, and I'm going to be going with Jamal Mashburn Jr. here to go over his PRAs against St. Mary's. Seth talked about this earlier in the game picks, and I think this game's going to be pretty fun to watch. But I do really love this over for Mashburn in this game because he's coming into his senior year here. So he's going to be looking to dominate and hopefully make an NBA roster by this time next season. And if his name does sound familiar, it's because his dad, he did play in the NBA for 12 seasons. And Jamal Mashburn Jr., he has that dog mentality in his game as well. And so far this season, Mashburn, he's averaging 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. And that's an average of 23 PRAs. And I expect him to at least hit that in this game and even hit more because honestly, last season he was hitting over this number with 24.4 PRAs because he almost averaged 20 points per game. I expect him to reach 20 points here against a tough St. Mary's defense. He's going to be looking to really put his team on the back and kind of get a early statement win for New Mexico. So give me Jamal Mashburn Jr. to go over his PRAs versus St. Mary's.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to have time, but we might get a live reaction cover because Canisius just cut it to 12.
Oh, no. Okay.
They are making a late surge. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but they are making a late surge right this
Welcome to
minute.
my life yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, this is going to be insane if they cover. I'm not sure they will, but if they do, good for them. But I'm going to go to, for my player prop, I'm going to go to one of these players, one of the 3 key starters that are returning for the St. Mary's Gales, and that is sophomore Aidan Mahaney. Aidan Mahaney is going to be getting a good chance to put up some points in this matchup. Like I said in the game pick, this Lobos defense really struggled last season, and in their first game against a smaller school did struggle where they allowed 55 points to them. But the reason I love Mahaney here is the fact that this is one of the biggest bright spots on the St. Mary's team. As a freshman last season, he was able to average 13.9 points per game while playing 30.6 minutes per game. That is pretty impressive from a freshman. You don't see freshmen get smaller school freshmen. You don't see them all that often get this kind of minutes, but it shows how much they trust him. His role is only going to grow in his sophomore season. He showed this in his first game of the season where he went for 15 points in only about 23 minutes due to St. Mary's winning in blowout fashion. The Lobos are going to have to stick to Mahaney like glue because this kid shot 40% from 3 last season. Like I said, this Lobos defense struggled last season, and Mahaney will look for his shot early and often in this game. I will take his over points, whatever it comes out at. I do think this will be a little bit more competitive game, so we will see Mahaney in the game a little bit longer here, so he should have a good chance to hit his over.
Yeah, he is a very good player. I remember watching him last year. He's a stud. But for my player prop today, I'm going to take Colby Rogers to go over his points going up against Western Kentucky. This is the transfer from Siena, and last season he was pretty good with them, averaging 32 minutes per game, scoring 14.1 points per game with them. Wichita State, they needed a guy who could score, and they went out and got him in the transfer portal. And in his first game, he did put up 20 points in 30 minutes. I do think Colby Rogers is going to be the guy this season for Wichita State, mainly because he's got the ball in his hands 80% of the time when they're on offense. And if we look at the first game stats, he shot the ball 17 times, and only 2 other players had double-digit shots in that game. He's a really good free throw shooter as well. And you guys know, if you were here last year, one of my biggest things and Trey's biggest things at looking at college basketball props, they have to make their free throws. And Colby Rogers can make his free throws. He shot 100% in the first game. If he's able to draw some contact in this one, we're guaranteed a few points from the line. He should ball out in his first game against Western Kentucky. So I'm going to take his over points as my play. Guys, get to the graphics. Seth, looks like you have a reaction. Start us off.
Yeah, Canisius just hit a step-back 3, dropped it to 9 with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. I don't know. This is going to be – this is going to be really sweaty. It's back up. It's back up to 11 now. So we're just going to leave it at that. But I have St. Mary's minus 5.5 in their game, and then I do have St. Mary's sophomore Aidan Mahaney to go over his points in that game.
Trey?
Yeah, and I gave out Washington here minus 11.5 against Northern Kentucky at home. I expect Washington to just beat them down by 20 plus points, if I'm being honest. I also gave out Jamal Mashburn Jr. over his PRAs versus St. Mary's. In the game pick that Seth was talking about, he said it's going to be a good game, and I expect it to be a good game. So Mashburn should produce throughout.
Yeah, and then I'm going with Wichita State, the Shockers, minus 6.5 going up against Western Kentucky. And then the best score for Wichita State, Colby Rogers, over his points, looking probably 14.5 points for that one as well. But guys, it's going to do it for NCAA basketball plays and props for Thursday, November 9th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You can click that. There's two options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,